Well, today what we're going to talk about is how to be more strategic in the HR department. And what we need to do is shift our thinking from being a strategic HR professional to one where we're a strategic business professional using HR strategies as tools. Now, it's analogous to the finance department. So the CFO of a finance department is focused on the big picture, and they're focused on strategic initiatives, where the accountants within it in the finance department are focused on the details and on compliance and paying attention to the rules, right? The same goes for HR. We need to rise above the details of HR and focus on strategy, not just HR strategy, but business strategy as well. The way we're going to do that is to shift our thinking and take a look at how executives make decisions, the executives in the other departments. So the CEO, typically what he'll do, he or she will do, is start to identify a problem. And they'll identify a challenge that they need to overcome. Now, the challenge may be something like a market share problem or a quality issue or profitability may be down. Once they've identified that, of course, then they need to come up with a strategy to address it. And the strategy will be in line with the nature of the problem. So it might be a new sales and marketing plan. It might be a new product or service that needs to be developed. Maybe it's an improvement of systems just to improve quality. Once they have that strategy, they move on to the financial matters. They need to make sure that the strategy makes sense financially. So the CEO goes to the CFO, and the CFO in turn goes to each department within the organization. And they'll go to sales and marketing, find out if there needs to be a new ad budget. They'll go to operations, they'll go to engineering, they'll go to IT perhaps, and of course they come to HR, and they gather all this financial data, build a financial model, decide whether it's viable or not. Assuming it's viable, then comes the last step. And the last step is whether it can actually be executed. And so the CEO goes to each of the departments once more and strategizes with them about the execution of this strategy. They'll go to sales and marketing, asking whether they need a new branding, whether they need a new marketing message to go out, right? They'll go to engineering, help them develop a critical path in order to get this online. They'll go to operations, see if new shifts need to be added to production. They'll go to IT, see if they need a new e-commerce solution. And of course, they come to HR as well. And so now here's the big question. The big question is this: what do they come to HR about? They come to HR for staffing projections. They come to HR for recruiting strategies. Sure. And that's all well and good. But here's the thing. If the conversation stops there, you and they both miss the bigger opportunity. You miss the opportunity to really gain a seat at the table. You see, we all have blind spots. And it's analogous to a fly going at the glass. It flies hard and fast at the glass, trying to get out, because it can see its goal, right? It can see that it wants to be outside, and so it tries flying over here, tries flying over there. It flies faster, it flies slower, can't get out. Takes a step back, rethinks it, goes at it even harder. Now, of course, we all know what happens. At the end of the day, the fly finally dies trying to get out. But the fly had a blind spot, and our blind spots, just like the fly, affect what we believe and how we think and the actions that we take. Now, if the fly had just gone in a different direction, it could have easily flown out the open door about 2 feet to the right. And so what we're talking about today is changing the way we think about all this. You see, strategy, developing a good strategy, that's important. And developing a plan of execution is equally important. But the thing that matters most is the actual execution of that strategy. And that's what we need to focus on, because that is where HR can really shine and make a difference in the profitability of the company. And so We're going to talk today about the things that affect the execution of a strategy. You know, recently on LinkedIn, I did a survey on what everyone thought the things were that affect.
Hi, Michael here. I just wanted to thank you for considering me as a presenter for your upcoming event. I know your participants will get great content and great value from my program. Thanks again for considering me, and I look forward to working with you.